And we'll do the vet start now and go. Okay, so Holy Sword is the final ending, which is actually worth running since the remaining endings are just the country endings or the maker ending, which are all things that just branch off. The normal ending, and they only give you one cutscene. So basically they're not worth doing. Yeah, this run will start pretty much the same as a Conquest run for a very long time. It'll only start diverging at the start of Chapter 5, with some very small exceptions. But I need the same kind of RNG. I need to get radish leaves and grand jellies and horsebird wings and all that kind of neat stuff that sucks to reset for. In any case, the start is nothing to write home about. Just have to not suck. And not get absolutely wrecked by the viral tulips, which is pretty much the only realistic chance of a reset, and it's still a really low chance.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, there won't be anything to do for a while. Or anything extraordinary happening for a while. Just a standard techniques menu.
Let's get serious, everyone. I have to keep my guard up. Leave it to me. I can go in.
And now we get the shitty version of the early grinding where you have to also get 2 radish leaves. Unless you get extremely good luck otherwise.
It's time to depart.
The normal end version is a lot nicer where it's just a 75% chance to continue. In a reset run, and obviously very quick, even if you fail in a no reset run. This one's a bit more annoying. Either way.
What's this?
Yoink that.
Prepare to meet your fate.
Okay, good start.
Let's keep this up.
Yeah, good start. Got 1 radish leaf already. I need a total of 2 radish leaves, 1 grand jelly and 2 horsebird wings from this point onwards. But I don't have to get the latter 2 now. I only need the radish leaf now.
What's this? Let your guard down, huh?
That grand burger actually has slightly different stats than the earlier one, but
Notice us?
you still fight it the same way.
I can go any.
Okay, I got the Horsebird Wing. I sadly did not get my second Radish Leaf yet. There's one more 50-50 chance coming up here. Okay, I got it there, so we're good now. We can just leave. Apart from I need one more Dogu to finish. But to get the I guess I'll fight the other battle just to get slightly more experience, but... Objectively, I could just fight the final Dogu and it will probably be slightly faster on average, because it takes less time to target the enemies there.
It's my turn.
That would have been fine anyway, if I had noticed that my cursor got put on the right place immediately. Very good grind. Although I will still need to get 1 Grand Jelly using this Save Scum strat. But getting the Horsebird Wing early is good, getting the Radish Leaves that early is good. Overall, for a no reset run, it is very much acceptable RNG. I suppose I'll save for the viral tulips, even though I really shouldn't have to. Like, it isn't that likely to die to them, but whatever. Anyway, gotta go grab plans first. I'm level 3 as well, because I fought quite a lot of enemies, which should make things a little easier. It isn't so much that your attacking stats difference matters, it's more the speed.
If you're hurt, leave it to me.
Hold on, get 2 please, thank you. Okay, that's fine.
Level up. Time to depart.
Set Netgear back as leader, so that the targeting doesn't get messed up. And start fighting this thing until 2 spiderwebs or 2 piranha petals. I got 2 spiderwebs already, so let's just move on. I'm gonna have to come back here later for 1 more spiderweb. But getting 2 spiderwebs on the very first battle is very good luck. Although level 3 for this underling battle is a little dodgy, probably. I'm not sure if I've ever done it at level 3 before. I've definitely done it at level 4 plenty of times, but level 3 is a new one. If I read that screenshot right, I actually am level 3. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, your stats aren't too important for offensive or defensive stats. You get a vast majority of those come from your gear instead of your level ups. But the main thing is getting agi, tech and luck from your level ups, so that you crit more and get crit less, and also hit them more.
I need to be as good as my sister. I need to be as good as... It's my turn.
Alright, well,
Is it my turn
good thing to
already?
begin with, I still take 0.
It's my turn. You better
This is
be-
risky
it's
though.
my turn.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Not yet.
I took a light hit. If he did a more heavy hit, then... Well, she rather, it's Linda of course. If she did a more heavy hit, then I might have had a chance to die, considering how low level I was. Anyway, very good chapter 1 for this type of run, for the Conquest Holy Sword kind of run, as opposed to the any percent. At any percent you want to get sub 8 underling most of the time. For Conquest, sub 9 underling is good enough. And actually very good, to be honest, in the context of a no reset. Okay, so this is the very first divergence from the Conquest route. I'm going to grab 1 extra plan, although I'm not going to use it for quite a long time.
Let's hurry and decide.
This is the normal one I get for weakened enemies. And then this one gives me Destroy Symbols. Then activate weakened enemies, and activate Virtual Forest item change.
Okay, let's go.
And we'll head into the normal grinding for the green plates. Another change from Conquest is that I'm not going to go for cardboard directly pretty much no matter what. I'm always going to aim for the green plates, because I need another monster drop from here later. I got one green plate. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move on for now and come back later.
What's this?
Instead of going over to fight the cardboard guy, or the cardboard frog, because that frog has a chance to give you one more green plate enemy, but honestly that's not very much, and I'd prefer to just give it a shot later.
Don't underestimate me just
Also,
because
Rook,
I've got his
a little late
hair.
there.
Is it my turn already? You're within mine. Is it my turn already? All right, now. I need to be. I'm gonna. Now. I need to be as good as my. All right, now. I'm good. I'll end this.
Okay,
One shot.
Netgear dying there is really rare,
Damn it!
but I think it's because you're solo level.
Yeah.
That's fine, I have plenty of spare life fragments. This game kind of gives you a lot of supplies of healing items early on, because every boss drop is guaranteed, and you fight a lot of mini-bosses who drop items like life fragments and healing grasses. So, okay, I have one grain plate, and the other outstanding item I need is one grain jelly, and one spiderweb, to be fair. But yeah, my item progress is looking pretty good so far. But in any case,
Let's do our best.
off to Endless Zone, grab a couple of items in this place
What's this?
that are cash items to be sold.
What's this?
Well, in particular the AG booster and the PSP charger from earlier. Okay, so now I have to come in
Do
here.
our best.
I have one grain jelly and one horseford wing right now. The other horseford wing I need is guaranteed to come out of the gather point. So all I have to do is save scum to get the grain jelly I need. And then I can just go and pick up the gather point and leave, and that'll be it. And hopefully that doesn't take too many tries. It's only a 40% drop, so it isn't very likely that I get it first try, but it's still perfectly possible, of course. I also don't want him to run away from me like this, at least for reset
Leave
efficiency.
it to me.
Okay, so I didn't get it first try, so just reload the save file like I said. And hopefully he bounces towards me this time. He actually kind of did.
Let's do our best. So, who wants to get beat?
Okay, that time I got it, so all good. Now I have 2 grain jelly, and if I come over here and grab this, then now I have 2 horseword ring. Now we can go into Virtual Forest Depths, and now I need to gather one more spiderweb. I'll use the same method as before because I didn't get the vines.
So, who wants to
Unfortunately,
get
only one enemy of each type this time. But I actually got a spiderweb immediately, so that's 3 for free on spiderwebs. Extremely, ridiculously good luck. But hey, I'll take it. Ancient Dragon time.
Pull back! Don't waste your life here.
Interestingly, Netgear actually has less HP than Compa right now because of...
I can't wait! Is it my turn already? I can't wait! It's my turn. Where's the patient?
how ridiculously unleveled she is,
It's my
but
turn.
this works out okay.
So, is it my
Since I want to leave Ike and Compa at high enough health to
Leave it-
hopefully
Is it my turn? I can't
withstand a random attack from the dragon.
wait. Leave it to I need to be I can't wait. Leave it. I can't. It's my turn. Leave it. If you're
Because he
hurt,
can target change at any point that he wants to once he's below
leave it.
half.
If you're, is it my turn? So, who wants to get beaten first? Where's the patient?
So that was a very good time to
Leave it to
fend.
me. Is it my turn already? Where's the patient? So, who wants to get? I guess. Yeah.
Managed to catch him right in the middle of target changing, although that was just a fluke. But he is more likely to target change once he's nearly dead. Now a slightly annoying battle just because it makes me do some awkward inputs. And okay, they should be close to each other enough. Okay. So I now have to press the X button a bunch and then the A button a bunch. And hopefully they don't separate. The whole point of that was to... The whole point of defending with IFD was to make them unguard so I could get all the one I can find out that would do double the damage. But yeah, now I need to pick up some plans for stuff later in the run which I normally wouldn't need to do in Conquest. And that's why I've got an extra split. Pick up some healing grass first. And grab some stuff. Rebeat, change items. Rebeat, add enemies, and where is it? Keeper, what's one of these two? Okay, mid-company, add enemies. No, not you, you get that. And I'll just check that I have everything. Rebeat, yep, both. Okay, cool.
Time to depart.
Okay, so I'll repeat the farming for the green plates.
Ta-da! Red is here. It's my turn.
Fortunately, still only 2 of them. Okay, no item that time, so I'll have to come back a little later. Go and fight the boss first, and then come back and fight that enemy until I get what I need. Thanks, Lester. I imagine it's quite late for you right now, but I saw you doing quite a bit of Symphonia earlier.
Who should I play with? I'll do my best. I'm sorry. I'll be serious now. If you're hurt, leave it to me. Leave it to me. Where's the patient? My turn. Who should I play? I can't wait. It's my turn. Is it my turn already? Who should I can't wait. I need to be Red's turn.
Lunch, huh?
Where's the
Oh,
patient?
well. Yes, that would work. So... Yes, you're not too pressed into sleeping right now, then. And yes, you do want to be a pussy when fighting Celsius without spell cancels. Celsius without spell cancel sucks. Really badly. He's right.
So, who wants to get beaten?
Okay, I got the second green plate I needed, so that's fine for now.
Let's do our best. What's this?
Okay, so I need to take a really wide path around to hopefully avoid this fish because he has a massive hitbox.
What's this?
And enemies with massive hitboxes in this game can basically corner you against walls if you get unlucky. Unlike normal enemies,
This.
which have a certain distance away from the wall that they're limited to. But big enemies can get just as close to a wall, except they have a way bigger hitbox, so they can still hit you. So, yep. That's the item farming out the way until I need to grab the normal quest drops at the end of Louis.
I can fight too. So, who wants to get beaten? Red's turn. I'll do my best. If you're hurt, leave it to me. Leave it to me. My turn. Where's the patient? I need to calm myself. It's my turn! My turn! I can't wait! Who should
Yeah, demonic. I mean, Double Demon Fang being a problem, and ES3 routes is something I'm familiar with as well.
I wonder if I can win. I'm sorry. I'll be serious now. It's my turn. Is it my turn already? I need to be as good as It's my turn. It's my turn. Was I not enough? I'm just...
Honestly, it's more likely that you just have to deal with not having DTV at Rhode Isle, unless you go seriously out of your way to do some extra shit, I don't know. Excuse me. Okay. So now I have extra memory in the game's implementation system, so I can do this. Grab a dot antenna. And then head off to this next boss battle. I need the ability to make eject buttons, which is what most of the early game farming is for on these routes. Also, that dolphin also has a massive hitbox, but he's non-aggro, so it doesn't end up being a problem. Then this fight is RNG as to whether they'll stick together or not. Yeah, I guess you can just use Double Demon Fang on Fenrir, although it kind of misses the point of getting electric damage.
One finally appeared. Leave it to me.
Okay, just about got lucky there.
I'm sorry. I'll be serious now. If you're hurt, leave it to me.
Not going to be able to catch both with Comper ammo. No, not quite.
It's my turn. It's my turn. Who should I play? I can't wait. For the deep. Who should I play? It's my turn. It's my turn. If you're hurt, leave. It's my turn! Is it my turn already? So, who wants to get... I can't wait! I need to be as good as... I lost! I'm gonna...
Well, yeah, obviously the Sardonyx has plenty of use elsewhere, it just kind of sucks that you can't do electric damage against Fenrir. Because the thing about... The thing about Celsius and Fenrir is that when you don't have Zealous spell cancel, the fight is basically over as soon as you kill Fenrir, in terms of them being dangerous. Because you can just lock down Celsius with everyone and that's as good as spell cancelling. But yeah, I guess you can pull out Presea. And it probably won't make much of a difference because of how much Parable sucks now. Too bad. Devastation is absolutely terrible at staggering in its base form. Anyway, this is an ending that branches off Conquest, so I have to see these Conquest events before I can carry on with the story. So that's them out of the way.
Let's do our best. What's this?
And then the chest that's stupidly hard to see because it's on top of a light blue piece of ground.
What's this?
Yeah, equipping warrior symbol is something. I just completely forgot to menu, didn't I? I'm just gonna go back and do that because that's gonna lose a billion minutes if I don't do that. Anyway, combo you finish and you get your new weapon. Okay, that's better. Good thing I saved, because that was a complete brain fade. Oh yeah, it's gonna help more and more depending on the enemy's defense.
I'm gonna ugly. So,
And Remiel has reasonably high defense.
should I play? I can go any. I'm sorry. I'll be serious now. If you're hurt, leave it to me. It's my turn. You better be. I can't.
God
wait.
damn it.
Leave it to me.
Underling, you piece of shit.
It's my turn. All right. Where's the patient? Who should I? It's my
Okay,
turn.
I got the one turn unparalysis.
It's my turn.
Unparalysis, so that's fine.
All right.
Oh my god! Fuck off!
Hell.
Double kill?
Leave it to me.
And I can't move them.
Who should
Okay.
I play with? Not yet. I can't lose. Level up.
Well, I mean, the Sylph strat is just fight them like Jay does, except you don't die in one hit. It's not that different. You main Lloyd, you use Tiger Blade, you use macros, and
So I can.
not much else changes.
I'm sorry.
Without being too crass about it, it's like common sense, I guess. Like, it's basically just play it like any other boss fight in that part of the game.
I can't wait. Red's turn. It's my turn. I can't wait. So, who wants? It's my. Who should? I need to be a. Where's the patient? So, it's my. Leave it to me. It's my turn. So, okay. Where's the patient? Come to. It's my turn.
You shouldn't have, well, I'm not going to say it's fast because late self actually generally takes longer than early self, if early self goes really well. So I won't call it fast, but you shouldn't have too many issues with it. Like, just beat up the shield first? Yeah, the shield first, and then the arrows, and then the sword. Or you might be able to beat up the arrows first and then the shield, depending on how good your AI is. Actually, yeah, I think you want to go for the arrows first, but you know, it's pretty standard. You might be able to optimize it a bit more. There might be room there, because no one's really done any late self optimizations in a long time. So there might be something you can do to make it go by faster, but it's not going to be as simple as using a unison or anything like that, because the health pools are bigger. If rate is going to be your biggest concern out of that area of the game, because no proxy glitch to cancel his explosions and less damage, but everything else should be roughly equivalent to GameCube, maybe just a tiny bit slower.
It's time to depart.
Alright, so I'm going to do the safe gun strat at the start of this second area to get myself a plummet piece guaranteed. It might take a few tries since it's a 50-50 roll each time, but if I were to lose to 50-50 then that would mean that I would be fucked later if I didn't do this. No. His opening move is either Eruption or Melee. I think it's, yeah. About those two equal. He only does Explosion once he reaches health thresholds, and he does it twice total. On normal difficulty. It might be different on higher difficulties, but that's irrelevant.
Let your guard down, huh?
Alright, nice. I actually finally got more than one professor here for
I
once.
can go anytime. turn.
Yeah, you can Falcon Crest through one of them, but there are two of them.
What's this?
Well, yeah, I forgot about Unison Glitch. I forgot about that glitch and what effect it would have. So grab this and that. And all these, cool. So yeah, you can Falcon Crest your way through one of them and maybe Unison the way through the other, depending on how it goes and what else you're using the Unisons on.
Look so weak. It's my turn. It's my turn. I'll do my best. If you're hurt, leave it to me. So, who wants to get? Who should I play with? Level up.
Yeah, okay, so briefly talking about the run that I'm actually doing, this is exactly the same as Conquest until I reach Chapter 3 now,
So, who wants to get beaten first?
so
Who should I
not
play
too much to
with?
talk about.
Processor unit set. If you're hurt, leave it to me. It's my turn. It's my turn. It's my turn. Where's the patient? Leave it to me. Is it my turn? Oh, where's the patient? Who should I? Leave it to me. It's my turn.
And yeah, the Mystic Arc glitch is not even all that good, honestly. As much as it sucks to say that, Mystic Arcs just kind of suck. At least in the context of New Game. And I guess you're starting to learn that. But it is helpful in certain situations.
It's time to depart.
For now, I have the mini-bosses, who are just simple as shit.
I guess I'll take you on. Leave it to me. It's my turn.
Well, yeah, I can obviously fully understand why you need to get on the likes of Agilosha and Kavar.
If you're hurt, so leave it to me. I need to be as good as. It's my turn. I can't wait. Leave it to me. I need to be. Okay, let's go.
And having that substitute for Unison to stagger something out of something would help quite a bit as well.
So, who
But
wants to get? Who should I play?
for just pure damage on a single target, it's kinda shit.
If you're hurt,
And that's the unfortunate thing about Unison Glitch. I mean, Mystic Arc Glitch.
who should I? If you're hurt, so level up. Okay,
Yeah,
go.
makes sense, makes sense. Alright, so I don't save this time because obviously I'm gonna be doing a fight before I reach the Planet Peace point, but I do hope that I get a Planet Peace once the fight is over. And Broccoli joins the party, as was mentioned. She's got ice, and there happens to be a boss or two coming up that are weak to ice. As well as just being higher level and a better attacker in general than Compo or AF, who are both rather shit characters in this game.
Something came out, Mew.
So, head her forward.
I need to call. I'm sorry. I'll be serious now. I can't wait. It's my turn. Where's the patient?
Oh, no, you sit there.
I can't wait. I need to be. Where's the patient? Who should I? It's my turn. If you're hurt, rest. It's my turn.
But I will bring back in IF briefly so that I can fight that guy who can drop the Still Frames again. Make use of her SP. Pick this up and hope to get a plant piece. I did not, so I'll need to save gun straight again later. Whoops. There we go, that's the correct arrangement.
Let your guard down, huh? So, who wants?
I can just use IF's SP even though it's not an AoE fight. Actually, let's impromptu do something else. Let's fight this guy, because I want to level up
Anything notice that?
before the next boss battle.
Leave it to me.
This isn't normally part of the script, but this can also get me drops that I need. I did get a Stellar Frames, which is really good. And I leveled up both my characters so they have full SP, so that paid off. Kind of just an impromptu thing. The toss idiot command.
I'll try my best.
Can you give me
I
like
can't
slightly
wait,
more of a
Mew.
description of what it said, and then I'll probably remember what it is? Whoops.
I need to calm
Because right now I don't
myself.
exactly remember what you're talking about.
If you're hurt, leave it to me. It's my turn. Where's the patient? Red's turn. Is it rock? It's my turn. If you're hurt, Red's turn. It's my turn. Is it Rocco? If you're hurt, it's my turn. I need to be. Where's the patient? I can't. Is it my turn already? Red's turn. Where's the patient? It's my turn.
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy now. I don't remember what the command was called. I can check it after the run, if you're still awake in like 2 hours. Or I can message it on Discord. Or you can try and find it yourself in those 2 hours. But it's not really something I can check during the run. I'm reasonably sure it's on my bot. It might be on Jason's Nightbot, in which case you'll be able to find it in like beta.nightbot.tv/commands, whatever. But it's either on my bot or on Jason's Nightbot. So check the listing on Jason's Nightbot first, and if it's not there then I might be able to find it. Okay, I need one more plant piece and the kills. The kills can take a bit of time, if I get unlucky.
Okay, let's go.
I am going to do the save scum strat, or nah. I won't immediately do the save scum strat. It depends on what kill luck I get.
Got you, Mew. Is it
Okay,
Broccoli's turn?
well,
So, who wants to get beaten first? Who should I play with?
I need 2 more Lion Vaders right now.
Something notice us? I can't wait, Mew. So, who wants to get? I think I'm stronger now, Mew. What's this?
I'm guaranteed to only need... Okay, I'm just gonna go save. Because I can still do this now, it still works. Even though I've already been in this area. So I'm just gonna get the plant piece this way and then go for the Lion Vaders over there on the far side. Okay, that's the plant piece, so now we'll come over here. fight this line vader. It might have two. If it doesn't, then I'll fight the pipe.
Something notice that?
And that should have one.
I can't
Okay, it
wait.
only has one. That's fine. Oh, goddammit.
So, who wants to get beaten next? My turn! I've leveled up!
So yeah, if I fight this pipe, it should have a line vader with it from what I remember.
Let your guard down, huh?
Cool. So obviously this could have had a plummet piece and made me waste my time doing the safe scan strat, but it wasn't, so... Time not wasted. Oh yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that there's a web page you can view where you can see someone's Nightbot commands. Like if you Google Nightbot commands, and it'll pop up a page, and then if you go to that page and you can like change the name in the URL to be jmotor16, then you should be able to find Jay's commands. Oh, okay, you just missed the it. I mean, you just typoed it as I and got me confused, but that's okay. So, I'll have a look at my bot later then, when I get a chance. That is fine.
What's this? What's this?
I probably have it, and if I don't, then it's lost, I suppose. That will take a little while to find it. That being said, if you just try to enter that command in here, like if it really was toss idiot, then it might just respond in here. Like, you can give that one go. If not, then you're gonna have to wait for me to find it. Okay, I guess not then. Oh well, worth trying. At this point, we're just about a quarter of the way through the run, I would say, depending on how long the grind actually ends up taking. Just clearing through the end of Chapter 2, which is the longest chapter in the game, although perhaps not in this kind of run, just because of how excessive the grinding is. But it is one of the lengthier ones in any kind of 80% speedrun, just because of how ridiculous the amount that you have to do in this chapter is compared to any other chapter. It's basically a very good reason why I have it divvied up into 3 instead of all being one split. Oh yeah, it sends me here. There's one more cutscene at the start of this dungeon and I can go gather some important chests. I hike the right wall here to give myself the best chance of dodging the pipe, because the pipe has a slightly bigger hitbox, so it can kind of trap you against walls to some degree, but the right wall has better geometry for dodging monsters. Head down here and take 3 more chests, which is slightly further, or slightly closer to being in the way.
What's this?
The chance, I mean, she does it quite often, right? When she's not being hit at all by anyone.
What's this?
I don't know if anyone could really give you a chance, but
What's this?
you're correct in identifying that it's something that she will do in response to not being melee targeted. So if you want to avoid it, then keep people close to her. I don't know. Anyway, conquest event and then some shopping. Guess we'll do the conquest event first. Oh, so you need all the flames of you guys. Alright, that'll do.
To depart.
Well, Sheena might. Although I'm not really sure how reliable that strat is. Like, Celsius will almost always lead off with Free Lancer from what I remember, so you might be onto something. Alright, these boss fights are meant to be somewhat difficult just because of how ridiculously underleveled we are at this point. From running through a bunch of dungeons without grinding.
I can
Since
eat
there hasn't been a
some
boss
too.
fight for a
You
while,
better be prepared
story-wise.
for the I can't wait, you. Red's turn. I can go anytime. I'm sorry. I will be serious now.
So I want to place Nicker on the opposite side from
Where's the
Broccoli.
patient? Where's the patient? You better be okay. It's my turn. Is it my turn already?
So that she can hit the enemies, so they're going for Broccoli in the back.
I can't wait.
And continuously heal Broccoli.
All right, Compass. Is it my turn already? Where's the patient? Is it Broccoli's turn? Who should I play with? I'm gonna. I can't wait. I need to be as good as my sister. Compass. It's my turn.
Oh wow, he moved. That's so bad. I wasn't anticipating him to do that at all, but
Where's the
should be
patient?
okay still.
All right, it's my turn. It's
Oh
my
shit,
turn.
I'm not targeting him. Do that.
If you're hurt, leave it to me. I'm gonna. Who should I? Compass. It's my turn. I can't wait. All right. Damn it! Yes.
Alright, well that was a bit of a strategy fail. I was trying to lead them away from him. Oh, mate, I was trying to force him to target Broccoli, but he just decided to chase down Red instead and made them separate from each other.
Broccoli will fight too.
That's interesting.
Okay. Is it Broccoli's
Oh my
turn,
God.
you? Who should I play?
Please don't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be serious now. I can't wait. Okay. Where's the patient?
The fuck? Warachu, why is your targeting so weird?
Who should I play with? You better be. I need to be as good as my sister. Is it Broccoli? For the dick. If you're hurt, leave it to me. It's my turn. I'm gonna. It's my turn.
Okay, I'm gonna swap sides with Nick here.
I can't wait, Mew. If you're hurt, leave it to me. It's my turn. I'm gonna.
Please stop targeting Netgear and Compa! What the fuck?
I can't wait, Mew.
Why is the targeting in this fight suddenly being a complete bitch?
You better be for the. I need to be as good as my
Okay, well that was a nuke, so that's
My
okay.
turn. I
You
can't
expect
wait.
someone to die when they fill out their bullshit move.
All right. Who should I play with? It's my turn. If you're hurt, I'm good. gonna... I can't wait! It's my turn! Is it my turn already? Not yet. I can't...
Alright, well, those were two questionable fights, but a win's a win, so whatever really. So that finally makes the end of Chapter 2 of Hospital. I still got to do about a couple of minutes of cutscenes. Once I'm through the cutscenes I can move on with Chapter 3, which is slightly more rapid. Okay, so I'll read over Celsius stuff again now. Keeping Celsius away with double demon thing the whole time. Huh. That's interesting. I mean, that's around the right fight time, I suppose. Considering how shit Celsius is without Zealous spell cancel. So yeah, I suppose if that works, then that works. So we'll come here and grab Cave, who has a relatively strong AoE EXE move, although we're also obligated to gather all the... Oh, whoops. No. Right here, yeah. We're also obligated to gather all the characters for this ending anyway. Yeah, Cave is useful immediately, and she stays in the party for a lot of the game after this. Pretty much the entire game, apart from a very small amount of Chapter 4. Having a EXE move which hits AoE is really valuable.
I'll head in from the front. I'll finish you this turn.
Red turn! It's my turn! Oh, processor unit set!
It's my turn.
I need to be as good as... I'll have you listen to my... Who should...
It's my turn.
I need to be... Who should... What song?
I'll finish you.
It's my turn! It's my turn! What song? I need to be...
It's my turn.
I need to be... Who should...
I'll finish you.
What song? It's my turn! I'm good!
So okay, slay Ryu. And then Falcon makes it seem like she's going to join you, but doesn't quite yet. She'll be in the party soon now. And she will also be relatively useful. Now we learn that Warachu is up to no good again. What a surprise. We need to see if it's up to good. Whoops, wrong one. It'll be somewhere else. So I get RSGO change items, buy some new weapons for netgear and 5 PV, and then 2 hidden patches. And you get one of the hitting characters, you get the other, and you get your new weapon.
Time to depart.
And we come here. Fight this thing because it has a drop that we need.
It's my turn.
Try and hit 3 of them.
I'll have you listen to my song. I did it. I'll do my best.
Whoops, I checked the wrong one.
I'll
I did
finish you this turn. That was
it. Level.
Unfortunately, I didn't get any soccer balls whatsoever, so I'll need to get more later. That's kind of unlucky when it's 4 of them in one battle, but whatever.
We can't lose this battle.
For the deity of
Finally, my
Red
turn.
turn. I'll have you listen to my. I need to call processor unit set.
Finally, my turn.
Is it my turn? Okay. It's my turn. Who should I play?
It's my.
Is it my turn? Okay. Red. What song?
I'll finish.
I need to be. I have no regrets about my life.
Orochi just gets absolutely melted though, in general. Then finally another difference comes up compared to what we just did. Or compared to Conquest Ending, I need to grab a chest in the next dungeon, which has a useful item in it.
Let's do our best.
Okay. Grab that.
This.
And this is where I need to go very slightly out of my way and snatch that.
This.
The Change Dungeon Mid Company. Now I'm ready. For this upcoming boss battle. Not that I need that Change Dungeon Mid Company for the boss battle, but I will need it later on. And it's more convenient to grab it now than any other time. Alright, so this is a bit of luck again, based on where they move.
It's my turn.
It doesn't seem too bad. I did stuff up the strategy a bit though.
I can go anytime. I'm sorry. I'll be serious now.
So I have to take a slightly slower battle.
So
I'll finish you this turn.
it's my turn.
Yeah, they aren't going to quite die. Okay, we'll just do that.
Song.
Safe strat.
It's my turn now. I need to be as good as my sis. I don't believe it.
If you wish.
So slay Roman Ram and then we have to fight Trick immediately. But Trick is somewhat nerfed compared to his Mark II version. He has very little health. And so you can just blast him away pretty quickly. Roman Ram are by far a harder boss fight in this game.
I'll show you what a true barrage is like.
I die for.
Finally, my
Who
turn.
should I play? I'll have you listen to my song. I can go any processor unit set.
I'll finish you this
I
turn.
need to be
Unfortunately, I
as good
can't EXE immediately.
as my... It's my turn. Red's turn.
If I can't,
It's my turn.
I'll have you. It's my turn.
I die.
It's my turn.
I die.
Who should I?
I'll finish you.
Oh, that is so stupid. I'm so close. Well, okay.
It's
Cake on
my
another turn, so
I
it's
have
fine.
no regrets. Living my life for loving cuties.
I feel.
Yeah, that was just a little weird because I stuffed at the Strategy Roman Ram and then everything went a little off script. Now I can actually recruit Roman Ram finally. I won't use them too much in a Holy Sword ending run because the Planetune gets OP and Rom isn't... Rom is okay, but the CPUs have to be in the backline a lot so that I can make them love Netgear, so they appear less in the front line. First I need to view this event to get some affection points on Roman Ram. That gets them each 50, also known as 0.5 of a Lily rank in this game. The Lily ranks are stored in 100 per Lily rank. And I recruit Falcon. He's finally ready to join us from about 10 minutes ago. And head off to some dungeons that I've had access to for a while but now contain new story events. First I'm also going to kill some quest bosses though.
I wonder if I can
It's
win.
my turn.
It's a little stressed. Level up.
Now Uni's kind of saying, woe is me, I lost, blah blah blah. But we'll make her win pretty soon, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, let's go. You'll never hurt my wifey.
It's my turn.
Who should I finally level up? You?
Pass Netgear over the hardest bangle, which increases the damage output. And head into this fight.
I'll take care of you even without Sis.
Show me your will!
I'll do this. Time to get serious. Processor unit set. It's my turn.
I believe in...
I'll end this with one shot. It's my turn.
May my...
You're within.
Show me...
It's my turn. Now. It's my turn.
Show me...
Now.
Perhaps I should have used a giant drill.
I feel power.
I just move Uni as far back as possible so that Brave doesn't hit her because his reach is absolutely insane. Yeah, finally I'm within 5 minutes of the divergence point between this and Conquest. Like the major divergence point where shit really hits the fan in terms of the grind. And the reason it's all going to happen is that I need to get every CPU's Lily rank with Netgear to 8, which requires about 300 battles, 330 to be slightly more precise, and doing 300 battles is not very quick unless I get this thing called simple attack gains. It still isn't quick, but it becomes a lot quicker. And I have to spend quite a lot of time actually getting simple attack gains, but it's still worth it overall for this ending. Probably not for any other ending, but for this one.
Let's do our best.
Yeah, Cave will go out of the party for a whole one battle here. just because she isn't as useful as some other characters against Judge. Thanks, Amoeba. K for Uni, run behind red, run in front of red, Compa for Falcon, Falcon for Phoebe, and I for Broccoli, which is a slight deviation. Okay, well this is a rather janky menu, but whatever. Okay, well there's an extremely janky menu, but whatever. Pearl Bracelet, Weapon, Pearl Bracelet, Ring of Essence, Weapon, Pearl Bracelet, Hitting Patch, Eyes Bangle, Hitting Patch. Okay, now I can do this boss battle against Judge. One of the hardest ones in Mark 2, but in this game it's pretty free. Generally, he can pull out some bullshit with paralysis and waste a bunch of my time if he wants. That's the worst thing he can do. His nuke is reasonably powerful, but nothing insane.
Bring it on!
Leave it to me.
Okay, well he pulled out his first turn paralysis, so
I won't lose.
we got the bullshit starting up already.
I'll do my. I'm sorry. I'll be serious now. Is it my turn?
Everyone!
It's my turn. My turn. What should I do? Leave it to me.
Bring it on!
I won't let you go. It's my. What should I? My turn.
Bring it!
Leave it to me. What should I do?
I'll shred!
It's my turn. I need to do this. I won't lose my turn. It's my turn. I need to. I won't let you.
Oh shit, Falcon's skill sealed. Well, whatever. I'll just let her be dead. She doesn't really matter that much. Uni's the most important to not die. I haven't really played any other JRPGs with this kind of battle system, although I realise that it's very generic and it probably is reproduced in a ton of other games, at least somewhat similar. But if you say it reminds you of insert other JRPG that I haven't played here, then I'd probably believe you. Just because I know how generic this game is. All these games are, in general. Generic in general. Well, such pros. Such great words. Alright, well now the grind begins. At least the first part. I need to grab a whole bunch of materials so that I can implement the most busted plan in the whole game. That being simple attack games. Well, I'm not actually going to implement it right away, but I'm going to grab all the materials I need to make it. I need to view this tutorial at some point anyway. So I need some plans for the game industry graveyard, to change items and add enemies. Need a couple of new weapons. This and this. 5 for you for broccoli and Neptunia for K. You get flame scissors and you get the silver anklet to make you move first in the turn order, and then we can start farming.
Yes. Now's my chance.
So, despite me saying that Rom isn't that good earlier, I'm going to use her to farm materials. What I need is 2 fungus spores, which I got right away, and 1 more of these things. These dot antennas, which come from this gather point. Well, it's the fastest way to get them anyway. I didn't get one there, I actually got the idea chip, which is a much rarer spawn. I already got one earlier, so I only need 1 more. There we go. Okay. So, implement rebate resort enemies and item change. And start the second section of farming. What I need is 2 cardboard, 2 fish skeletons, and a couple of rare monster drops. Okay, I only got 1 cardboard, so I'm gonna have to come back at least once. That's guaranteed. Those green plates aren't useful anymore because I just used the green plate. So I need to farm this thing for its drop. It's 70% to give me the drop.
With everyone, so my turn.
It's my turn.
I won't lose.
I'll finish you this turn.
I'll do this gracefully.
Okay. Uni is the most annoying character to aim with in the game because of how far away her hitbox is on her weapon.
Leave it to me.
There is a little trick to it though.
My turn. Level up.
Okay, I got that drop, so that's good. Now I need to check this. Okay, I got 2 fish skeletons.
Huh.
So leave, come back in, grab a second cardboard, then I have enough cardboard, and then I'm going to use that save point and farm one more monster drop here. So just wander up here, grab the save again, and then we'll go and fight a crab who is kind of on the opposite side of the map. Not the opposite side, but just a little back down this way. And he does drop as well. If I don't get it, then reload and fight him again until I get it. Thankfully you don't have to
Everyone, so I'll do this great.
Finally.
rely too much on rare monster drops in this game. Really? That's stupid.
It's my turn.
I couldn't reach with either of them.
I wish my lives remaining went up.
Well, with big monster drops in this game.
Leave it to me.
So I got my large princess, so that's all the drops I need from that place. Now I need to gather a few more materials.
I'll finish this quick.
I need to do this. Thank you.
Okay, I need 3 orange jelly, and it's 40% every one of these orange doggos that I
I
kill.
need to do this.
Nothing useful in that cycle, but
Let's get started.
the technique is just to do it continuously until they actually drop it. And this is like part 2 of number 5 or so to finish this little gathering hunt.
Get them while we have the chance.
Probably the biggest one though,
Do this.
in terms of time taken. So I have 1 orange jelly so far.
Huh.
I need to keep an eye out for small conductors as well. Because I need 2 of those and they can drop from the robots when I fight the one with the robots. I'm getting really shitty luck on the orange jellies so far though. They're 40% drop rate and I fought
I got this.
9 of those things and only got 1. Okay, I'm at 2 now. Unfortunately I
Let's get
still haven't
started.
gotten a single small conductor.
I'm a goddess candidate too.
Okay, I got my 3 orange jellies, so I'm going to leave and go to the other place that I need to go.
Let's get started. I need to do my best.
Okay, I got my 2 small conductors, so now I only need bomb fuses. And bomb fuses come from these bombs, what a surprise.
Now let's play. I need to do this.
Got one more. Now the reason why I could have held off on fighting the bit is that the bits also come with this bomb.
Is it my turn?
Okay, and I did get an extra small conductor, but getting an extra one doesn't help at all. So come back in and try again for the bomb pieces. Bomb fuses.
I'm a goddess candidate too. That was
That sucks. 0 for free there. Kind of bad drop luck so far this run, at least in the Holy Sword exclusive part.
Let's get started. What should I do?
Still nothing? Okay. Come back in.
Leave it to me.
This is the most I have to do against scrub enemies. Later on I'll have to fight a few more bosses. Okay, I got my last bomb fuse. So now mid company add enemies, and also eject button. Also, are you level 40? You are, so you can get an 8-hit rush instead of a 5-hit rush. So they can get off EXEs quicker.
Get started.
Now, I need to fight a mini-boss and get 2 of the drop from it. It's 70% each time I kill it.
I'm a goddess candidate of Louis, so I... Leave it...
It's my turn.
I won't lose.
I'll finish you.
I won't let you go. Leave it to me. Not bad. You look pretty tough. What should I do? I will...
Finally.
Leave it to me. Yet I think I'm stronger now, Mew.
Oh my god, why is this window open? Okay, so I got my 2 Patchmon circuits straight away. Now I need to
Huh.
come to this dungeon again from earlier and get 2 Horsebird tails. Just had to head out briefly to talk to someone off stream though. So there are 3 Horsebird avatars. I'm going to use save scumming strats to make sure I get the 3 Horsebird tails. The 2 Horsebird tails I need out of 3. So I fight the first one before I save. Just because I only need to save scum 2.
Finish this quick.
What should I do? Leave it to me.
Then quickly aim up to hit 2 of them.
It's my turn.
And use this. And they die.
Did you?
I'm gonna get
Okay, I got my first Horsebird tail already, so that's good. So what I'll do is I'll come up here and fight this. And then if I don't get a Horsebird tail from this one, then I'll save scum on the last one.
What should I do? Leave it to me.
It's my turn. This.
Let's keep
I didn't get one, okay, so let's save.
I'll take initiative here.
Leave it to me.
Finally, my turn.
Leave it to me. No level.
Okay, I got it, cool. So now I need to get 5 of a single drop and that's it for this next split.
Huh. Get them while we have the chance.
Same strategy though, we'll use the EXE drive move.
My turn.
Finally, my turn. Did you?
Okay, none so far.
I'll
That kind of
take
sucks, but it's
initiative
okay
I
mainly.
need to do this. I won't let you go.
here. Finally. That was
Okay, still none. Just yet.
An item.
Looking for 5 of this drop, so
Yes.
could take a
Now's my
while.
chance.
Hopefully not that long though.
It's my turn. That was.
I can feel
Okay, I got
my
one.
power flowing. Let's get started. Let's go. What should I do? Leave it to me.
I'll finish you this turn. That was.
Level.
Okay, I'm at 3 now. That's pretty good. Dang it.
I've got to calm down here.
Well, whatever.
I need to do this. I'll do this gracefully.
It's my turn.
Leave
Who
it
is
to me.
next?
No.
4. Ideally I get it here, but if not, then I can leave and come back.
Let's go. What should I do? Leave it to me.
It's my turn. Did you?
Okay, I got it, cool. I'm just gonna buy some eject buttons as well. And now I have access to Louis Global Export Change Dungeon. And I'm gonna try and get access to Game Industry Graveyard ad enemies now.
Got an item.
Which is, well, not that hard, but Could still be kind of time consuming. So first I need to save scum to get a drop from this particular gather point like I did earlier in the game. Got one, so now I fight this enemy.
I won't let our adventures end here. Is it my turn?
And hopefully I can hit 3 of them at once. Cool.
I'll do this gracefully.
Really? Why is this so hard sometimes?
That was let's keep
Okay, I got a second one, so that's good progress. I only need one more now, so I just need to save scum one more time. Repeat the same technique. Okay, I got it. So now over to Gaming the Sea Graveyard itself. There's a cutscene here when you enter, which I still haven't actually gotten. So we get that cutscene. And fight these Pac-Man kind of enemies. These things do just die to a nice coffin. What I'm looking for is 2 Venom ribbons. And if I get those, then...
I'll take initiative here.
What should I do? I'll let you go. This was
If I get the 2 Venom ribbons, then I can
let's go.
change items here. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have any, apparently.
Hurry. Finally.
Level up.
Let's
It's specifically the female things that have the ribbons.
Coward.
Okay, well, that sucks.
What should I do?
Can still hit all 3 of them at once though. Okay, I got the Venom ribbon.
There now.
I need to leave here to implement that plan, so do that. Game industry item
Leave
change.
it to me.
And then I can gather the item that I actually need to move on, which is the disc shards. And they will just always be at this gather point. And if we repeat this up to 4 times, hopefully only 3, but most likely 3, hopefully. Okay, 1 more time then.
Let's get started.
And that's that. So now I've got 4 of those, that's all I need. So now I can do this. It only says 3, but I need... The hell was all that about? Oh, I see.
Let's get
Once I have
started.
4, I need 1 later. And now that I've done add enemies, I can fight the dragon that drops the symbol attack gains plan itself. So that's cool and all.
I'm a goddess candidate.
And this thing is another 70% chance as far as I remember.
My turn.
Finally.
I won't lose.
Finally.
Unfortunately, this bullcrap happens quite a bit where Falcon gets paralyzed.
I'll do this gracefully. My turn. I need to do this.
I'll finish you this time.
Mike, leave it to me. I need to.
Either way, all I need to do is
What should I do?
Finally.
use my XE drive
My
moves.
turn. I need to. Leave it to me.
It's my turn.
Okay, it dropped it, so that's symbol attack gains done for now. I got symbol attack gains planned first try, so now I can move on with the game, because this dungeon happens to close as soon as you hit this next event. So I need to do all of that preparation to get symbol attack gains right now, otherwise I cannot do it in this ending. In like more normal endings, this dungeon reopens in the next chapter, but I'm never going into that chapter for this ending.
I'll head in from the front.
So
The game industry.
I'm just as good as this.
Down.
I can just run up and lose to magic once I finally have the symbol attack gains plan in my position. So now move on with the game. The plot for at least a little bit.
Leave it to me. I swear on my Dragon Slayer, I will defeat you.
This guy's usually easy.
I won't let you
He goes
go.
after the weakest
It's my turn.
member in terms of health.
I won't lose. I need to do this. I need to do.
Finally, my.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Okay.
It's my turn.
Is it my turn? For the
That
should I
left
do?
must
Really?
My turn. I lost.
Didn't expect Cave to die there, but whatever.
Yes.
Probably didn't need to revive her, but I was just playing it safe. So that is Venomous Warrior 2 down. Usually it's Uni that he targets, but I suppose with a different party he's going to target a different member potentially. Anyway, Falcon's now done with the hardest bangle, so Uni can borrow that now to increase her damage, because I'm just about to get a XE drive move, which happens to be the most useful one for this tiny little segment of the game until the real grind begins.
I'm a goddess candidate of Louis.
All right.
I'll do this gracefully.
Really? This shit again?
It's my turn.
Underling's a bit of a troll sometimes.
What should I do? What should I do?
Finally, my turn.
My turn. Leave it to me.
You better be finally.
Is it my turn? My turn. What should...
I'm good. Finally, my.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me. What should I do?
Finally, my. Damn it!
Alright, so I'll go into Brave with 1 EXE, which is what I really want to do. So last plot boss before we actually go back to the grind is Brave 2. Brave 2 is pretty simple.
Let's get this going. I'll do this gracefully. Processor unit.
Oh, yeah, 2 EXE. Right, Cave.
Finally,
I forget how
my
OP
turn.
Cave is.
Leave it to me. What should I do?
May my will.
What should I do?
I'll finish you.
Leave it to... You're within...
I'll finish.
I believe it.
I won't. Finally,
I accept your will.
And that's it. So now it is time for the grind. Start things off by heading through some cutscenes and getting the Colosseum Unlock plan, which is basically just like the Conquest ending, where we go inside a castle and we fight a dragon and use a coin flip to drop the plan that you need. But then things go off the rails pretty quickly compared to Conquest.
Leave it to me. Got an item. Got an item.
Alright, so this dragon here.
can't lose this battle.
I'll do do this gracefully. Time to get serious.
I'll finish you.
And I
this
used the
time.
wrong kind of move for some
I
reason.
won't lose.
Not entirely sure why that happened, but it did.
Is it my turn?
Finally, my.
You're within my reach. My turn!
It's.
I'll end this.
Finally, my.
Alright, and hopefully it drops it. It doesn't, so... Try again.
Leave it to me.
That being said, this isn't a complete waste of time because I get some experience every time I beat it, and I need to level up Uni to a certain level
I swear on my Dragon Slayer, I will
as part of
defeat
this
you.
massive grind.
Serious.
I'll finish you this.
I won't lose. What should I do?
Whoops, I boosted the wrong person.
Finally,
Okay, well it isn't that important.
My turn!
finally, my turn.
I need to do this. Leave it to me. I'll end this with what? Is it my...
I'll finish you this.
Leave it to me.
Finally,
I need to do this. I'll end this with...
Okay, I got the item this time.
Turn!
So come over here and get this plan. And now,
Let's get
slight
started.
deviation, we're going to come in here and get an item called Wood Shell, hopefully, from a turtle. And this is the turtle. He's kind of tough, but
Don't think you'll
can't
get
really
out
do
in
much
one
damage at
piece.
this point in the game because he's a chapter 3 enemy.
Leave it
He
to
just
me.
has quite a lot of
What should I-
it's my
defense.
My turn. I won't. What should I? I'll do this. Leave it to me.
It's my. We have. I wish my lives remaining went up.
Huh.
Unfortunately no drop yet, so just eject out and try again. Par for the course really. I think this is another coin flip. It should be the last coin flip I have to deal with though. Oh no, there's one more coin flip, but it's not a monster drop.
My turn.
I'll finish you this.
My turn. What should I?
Finally,
I need to. Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
it's my.
I won't lose. I won't let you.
Finally,
What should I?
it's my turn. How do
I'm doing.
Okay, I got the wood shell, so now I can implement destroy symbols, symbol attack gains, and Colosseum unlock. I missed a split there, but that's okay. I mean, I didn't miss a split, but the auto splitter didn't fire for that split.
What?
Oh, god damn it.
Ambush.
I missed the very first time I had symbol attack gains active. Neat.
This was.
So I need...
Leave it to
What I
me.
need to continue is 2 soccer balls first up. So ideally I just want to symbol crush this thing until it gives me 2 soccer balls.
did you?
Unfortunately it's being a giant bitch about that. So I need some more of those.
Leave it to me.
So far I fought this enemy 3 times and gotten 0 drops. Pretty unlucky on that account.
Did you?
I can feel.
Okay,
my
I got my
power.
soccer balls at least. Of course I get them all at once after that drama.
Let's get started.
So now, with the item change up, I can gather a certain chip from a certain gather point half of the time. That chip being the harem chip, which is the one you need to raise lily ranks at 10 times normal speed. It's not worth really caring about lily ranks at all without this chip. Okay, I got it first try, that's good, that's a coin flip to get it. So we fight. Now I need a disc to put that chip on, and this Colosseum battle happens to give a good one.
You look pretty tough.
It's my turn.
My turn. I need to do this. I need to do this.
Come on, I had all three of those. Oh, I see what I've done. I need to get 5 PV back behind cave.
Let you go.
Finally, my turn. You couldn't avoid.
My turn. My turn. Yeah.
That's fine now. So now I have that, so I have the disc, I have the large medal that will get me the disc from this chipper. Hello Bafan, yes, this is definitely a Tails game. Okay. Falcon for gear, Neptune behind gear, gear for cave, and gear's leader. You get a new weapon, you get the goddess bangle, and you get the disc that I haven't burnt yet. Whoops. It's okay though. I always forget to burn the disc. Okay, and now the bloody grind begins. First up is
Okay, let's go.
30 battles to get Neptune to Lily rank 8 with Netgear. And she's first up. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get Uni to level 51, hence the title of the split run, currently playing against. So I just need to count to 30 in general.
I think I'm stronger now, you.
And
I'm gonna be invincible.
my characters will level up. I really don't want this enemy to run that far away, but that's okay.
I wish my lives remaining.
That's the enemy that gives the most experience, so you really want to fight it if you can. Even though it's quite a ways out of the way. So with the Heron chip on Netgear's disc, I'm gaining 10 points towards my Lily rank every fight, which is 0.1 of an actual Lily rank, instead of 1. So what I'm going to go do is go to this guy first, and hopefully he doesn't run away. Cool, he's running towards me. Damn it. Okay, well this is going to happen from time to time. I'm not going to hit every single attack properly.
Go.
It's my turn. Who is next?
I'll do my best.
I just need to not get confused after I miss one, that's the important part. So I'm at around 15 battles fought so far.
Level up. I'm gonna get strong.
I fight 6 enemies every cycle, so I should be at 21 after the source code.
I feel stronger now.
And then just repeat this like 2.5 or 1.5 more times until Neptune Lily rank with Netgear is 30. I mean it's 8. 30 being the battles that I have to do it. 25.
Level up.
And I would explain the game on the chatbot, but I'm kind of busy doing this and keeping mental counts. Also, apparently I'm dropping frames, so that's niche as well. So that should be Lily rank 8, that is. So now Neptune goes for Ram. And what level is Uni? 49. And yeah, there is help, of course.
Level up. Yes.
Now I want to fight around 30 more total battles. And the plan is that that will get me to level 51 on Uni, at which point I can move to a more efficient grinding spot. But I'm not going for an exact count of battles on a character right now. Obviously I need a certain amount to finish Ram, which happens to be 50, but right now I'm just looking out for the level happening. And that's more important than finishing off Ram for the time being. Ugh. Okay, well, this is what I have it for.
Leave it to
It's
me.
my turn.
That.
I wish my lives remaining went up.
So I can just sneak them away. Goodbye. So yeah, hopefully by the time I've killed around 30 more enemies, I'm at 9 right now, at making 10, I should be able to leave.
Level up.
It might take a little more or a little less, depending on luck. Where are we at right now? Okay, yeah, it looks like it'll be around on pace to be done around 30. I'm at 13 and I need... And the reason why I need level 51 is that this little trick where I smash the enemy and it just dies only works if I happen to be 10 or more levels above the enemy. My highest level against their highest level. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. It's actually my highest level against whatever level the avatar of the enemy is on the overworld. And most of these guys that I'm fighting right now are level 37 or level 36 area. Ugh.
Cowards.
Okay, I'm being bad right now. That's all that is.
I'll do this gracefully.
It's my turn.
But yeah, most of these guys are around level 36, so I need level 46 to kill them, but I've easily got that. The place I want to move to, where it's more efficient, the enemies are level 51 at most. Alright, so this time I'm actually going to have to fight them slightly properly
This turn.
to be able to do that, because I'm screwing up too much right now. Okay, well, it should be somewhat close now. Okay, almost ready to go. I'm not entirely sure how many enemies I actually killed. I lost count,
No matter what comes,
but
I'll just shoot them down. Leave it to me.
that in itself isn't a
My turn.
disaster.
That looks like level up.
So, if I can not miss a couple more simple attacks here. Uni didn't quite level up yet. I can see, because he's taken a small amount of damage, I can now see if she levels up because her health bar will reset. Okay, so now I'm done. I'll also check what my Lily rank is. It should be 5, yeah. So yeah, I think I fought about 27 battles with Ram as...
Time to depart.
I think I've fought about 27 battles with Ram as my partner. Now I need to get level 52 next up. But I also need to finish a quest. Just once. Anyway, the method for this dungeon, it gives more experience, but the enemies are kind of not all that plentiful, so I just fight the 4 enemies, eject out, come back and do it all over again. And I do this until Uni levels up again. So I think that's about 35 levels. I mean 35 battles on RAM. To max her out I need 50, like I said, to get level 8, which is enough for the ending. I'm surprised I haven't finished that quest yet though, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep looping this dungeon until I finish it anyways.
Okay, let's go.
And by the time I'm done looping this dungeon, Uni should be just about level 53 or level 52. I think I just had a level up there. Okay, there's the quest. I think I'm level 52 as well. And I think I'm at 43 battles? Yeah, she's not level 8 yet anyway. So that's done here, so... move on from that and start doing this. Come back here. Now that I'm level 52, what I can do is I can kill this dolphin. And as to why I'd want to kill the dolphin, well, I want to get shares for Leanbox so that I can finally start recruiting the CPUs. In particular, I want to recruit Vert first. So now I'll hand in all 4 quests from earlier. And start repeating this one.
Okay, let's go.
Now, my guess was that I'm at 44 out of 50 battles on RAM right now. I was at 43 leaving, and then I've killed the dolphin once. I need to kill him 12 times total. No, 11 times total. To get Leanbox's shares to 50%. And my guess is that after 7 of those times Ram will be at level 8 Lily rank and I can swap her out for Rom. It will be the next one that I go into level 8. I'll check slightly earlier than that though, just in case I miscued very slightly.
Okay, let's go.
But yeah, so all I want to do is get Leanbox to 50% shares to carry on with the game. And so far I've killed the dolphin 3 times, 8 more times needed.
I think I'm stronger now, you.
I'll check my lobby rank. It's not done yet.
Okay, let's go.
So it should be around 3 more times before my Lily rank is done and I can swap in the next one. But I still need to kill the dolphin 7 more times total.
Time to depart.
So yeah, so we're actually just running to this dolphin, killing it, leaving, getting another one, and so on. And you can loop this infinitely to max out Leanbox's shares to the level you need to recruit Verd in this game. This is only possible to fight this particular boss because of simple attack gains though. He's otherwise too annoying of a boss to battle, has a lot of health and can paralyze you, and generally don't want to mess with when you're fighting it fairly. So I should be done with my Lily rank now, around now. Okay, yeah, I'm done. So next up is Rom. And Rom needs 40 battles total.
Okay,
4 more of those will be against this mini-boss. And then I will move on to the optimal grinding point for pure Lily ranks. Okay, I accidentally ran into him, so I'll try and fight him, but it probably won't go very well.
I need to calm. Just what?
It's my turn.
Okay. I won't let you go.
Finally.
Okay.
Finally. My.
I'll do this. Just what? My turn. Let's level up.
I should probably just run away, but whatever. That doesn't really matter that Rom died there or anything. Same effect, just a lot slower. But yeah, I expect to make mistakes from that, like that from time to time because he has a really big hitbox and I'm not entirely always confident of where he actually is or of where I can attack him from. Obviously I've started to play it safe now and try and attack him from quite a fair distance. Yeah, 2 more times, and then after these 2 times I can move on to the next place. The real grind will begin for Lily ranks.
Time to depart.
Okay, so this will be the last battle. I should have probably killed these enemies on the way to the dolphin each time. I'm going to do that. That'll help Rom progress a little bit extra. Not a lot. She's still only at 6 battles done. So we come here and then we go to the lean box instead and get Tekken, because we need to recruit every character. Otherwise we might not bother with this kind of character. And we get Vert. Now it's off to Land Castle, the most efficient place in the whole game for Lily rank grinding. And the counting adventures begin. I need to count to 40. And we're at 8 so far.
I wonder if I'm as strong as this guy. Finally, level
And I'm going to keep doing the same Narumi drop quest over and over as well. For now I have to skip the dragon, but eventually I'll be able to include the dragon in my loops.
The sound of leveling up is music to my ears. Level up.
And every time I finish this quest, I eject out, hand it in and come back. Well, take it again first, and then come back.
Okay, let's go.
And it slowly drains Lean Fox's shares into Louis,
I'm gonna be invincible.
which is something that I need to do overall.
I think my level went up.
But the main thing that I'm actually doing is getting Lily rank with everyone at this point.
The sound of leveling up is music to my
The quest is very secondary, but I need a ton of Lily ranks to be able to get this ending. It's the most grindy ending to get in the whole game. Thankfully we should still be able to do it in under 3 hours total, so that's pretty cool. But it's going to take its time regardless.
I'm stronger now, Mew. I need to get stronger.
Even the game's true ending only takes about 2 hours and 10 minutes.
I'm more beautiful now.
And so far I'm at 24 out of 40 on ROM. Then I can move on to the next one, who's Uni,
Okay, let's go.
the Lily ranks. I did take the quest game, right? Yeah, I did too. Well, I've never seen that be done in 4 battles. It's either done in 5 or 9 usually, and that time it was done in 4. That's a very rare occurrence that I'd never seen before up to this point. So that's 29 battles on ROM, and this makes 30.
My level went up.
31.
Yes.
32. 33, so again I'm on the slow cycle this time where it takes 9 battles to be done with that quest. 34.
Get even stronger. Finally,
35.
you.
86. I didn't finish this quest yet, what? Okay, so now I'm on the extremely slow cycle that I've never seen before. Okay, 38. So it can take up to 10 battles, even at this point. Good to know. Doesn't make a huge difference, but good to know.
Time to depart.
So now Rom is almost done.
Level up.
She likes Neptunia a bit more than her sister by default, so she only needs 40 battles instead of 50. Now we're going to do Uni, who needs 55 battles.
I'm gonna get
Which isn't quite the most, but it's pretty close. Also, I should check Uni's level, hold on. Okay, she's high enough level to start doing other things. So the point of checking Uni's level is that once she's level 56, I can start killing this guy. And she's actually level 57 already, so that's fine.
My level went up.
But yeah, it's going to be a long, lonely 55 battles to mix out Uni. And this is the best dungeon to do the grind in, basically because you can just loop around it over and over.
Let's do our best.
And you're almost never not fighting an enemy. Like, you have to have a cooldown between battles anyway before it'll let you into a new one. And the good thing about Land Castle is that you can basically be at another enemy like pretty quickly after the cooldown each time. Whereas other dungeons have a lot more spacing between their enemies. They're not just a square that you can run around over and over.
The sound of leveling up is music to my ears.
But you do need to reach level 53 to do this dungeon effectively.
I leveled up. My devil changer.
So that was the point of doing all that grinding in other places at the start.
Time to depart.
So Uni's at 18 out of 55 so far. Once Uni is done, I can start looking at my shares again and start caring at them. Start caring what they are, but before Uni is done, I know that my shares aren't anywhere near where they need to be anyway.
Level up, you.
So I got a standard fast quest that time where I fight 5 enemies.
Let's
The super fast one I got earlier was 4. So Uni's at 24 after this battle.
stronger now.
And it's just going to be repetitive for quite a long time.
I'm gonna be invincible. Ta-la-la-la-la-la, ta-la-la-la.
My level went up.
Yeah, just try not to miss too many simple attacks. Kill all the enemies, yada yada.
I wish my life
And hand in the
remained
quest whenever you finish it. Okay, I got another super slow cycle this time on the quest.
My devil changer.
I'm guessing that's something like you lose every coin flip and every enemy has exactly one of the quest monster because you need
Time to
6.
depart.
But yeah, Uni was at 34 when I left there. It becomes a little easier to track the Lily rank once I'm in this place,
I can feel
because I know how many enemies a slow or fast cycle is, although now I've discovered the super fast and super slow cycles, so I need to keep track of those as well.
level up.
That is assuming that I fight every enemy, which of course I do,
Sound of leveling up is
to get the maximum efficiency.
level up.
But yeah, this is the biggest grinding section in the entire run. Once I'm done with this grinding section, you can start to see the finish line. So that was the standard slow cycle, so Uni went from 34 to 44. 11 more for her to be done.
Let's go.
And luckily some enemies glitch out so that even if you miss a symbol attack they don't hit you, they just stop short of you for whatever reason. So when that happens it's neat.
I wish my lives remaining went up.
So I'm not getting fast cycle. I think what I'll do is even if I don't get super slow cycle,
The sound of leveling
like 11 battle, because I need 11 more battles on Uni from this cycle. Even if I don't get super cycle, even if I just get normal one, I'm going to pretend that I got super slow and fight one extra enemy so I can finish Uni. Yeah. Okay, so I got normal slow cycle, but I'm going to go fight this one extra battle anyway so that Uni's done. So that should be 55. Yep, and it is. So swap Vert and Ram to get Uni back into the front lines. So now I'm going to do the Narumi drop 3 more times, however long that takes. If I get super fast cycles then I might consider changing it to doing it 5 times, but that's unlikely to get good enough luck to make it worth doing it 5 times. Well, that's a start. I got the super fast cycle.
Okay, let's go.
So Vert needs 45 total battles. She's at 4 so far. But what I want to do is not waste any battles. And so
I'm more
I want to be done with Vert when I reach Louis' 50% share so that I can recruit Blanc.
my devil tunes are gonna awaken.
I want to synchronize those two things to happen exactly at the same time because
I feel power flowing.
right now I've maxed out Neptune, Rom and Ram. And Uni. So the only characters I have left are Vert, Blanc and Noir.
I think I'm stronger now, Mew. I need to get stronger.
Okay, I'm at 14 on Vert right now, so yeah, I'm definitely doing only one more Narumi drop.
Okay, let's go.
36 battles to do 4 more. Oh, I guess that's possible. We'll see if we get the fast cycle here or not. We'd have to get at least one fast cycle for this to be worth it.
Power flowing. I'm gonna
But yeah, Vert's at 14 battles. She needs 40... No, it's only 31 more. Okay, fuck it. We're only doing this once.
The sound of leveling up is music to my ears.
Yeah, I'll try and do it one more. I'll try and do it 3 more times, but it's unlikely. So 19 out of 45.
Depart.
I need 26 more battles, so I need to get at least one fast cycle for this to be worth it. Because there's a Colosseum quest I can do. It's a little slow, and it only gives 1 battle, but it gives 5% shares at once instead of the 2% that this quest gives. So yeah, I was at 19 coming in here. Need 26 more battles. So if I do that quest, then it basically replaces doing this quest 3 times, and I don't have to fuck around with menuing, continuously leaving and coming back to do this quest. But obviously I want to do that quest as little as possible while still not wasting any battles.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, I need to do this once more. Okay, I miscalculated very slightly.
Now,
Right. Okay, so yeah, this is fine.
my level went up.
So now
I think I'm strong.
just go around this place until I have 15 more battles on Vert. So ignore that
Now,
and get 15 battles on Vert.
I can feel my power flowing.
Every cycle is 8 battles, so it's basically two whole cycles that skip the very last monster. And that'll put Vert on 44 out of 45. And then once I fight the Colosseum battle once, Vert will be at 45 out of 45 and Leanbox with Louis will have 50% shares. And I can recoup Blanc and I can start grinding Blanc instead. So yeah, just loop around until every round but one is done.
my devil genius
So this will be the last enemy.
awakened.
The sound of leveling up is music to my ears.
And then come here, do this quest once more. The same one that I did to get the disc right at the start of the game.
Get out in one piece.
It's my turn.
I need to calm myself. Is it my turn? What should I do?
Okay, I need to be careful here because Nick here got paralyzed.
I'll finish you this turn. Who is next?
Leave it to me.
So now Louis at 48%, but I have the quest still to hand in. Recruit this character, marvelous, she's not used to again. I need to gather every character to trigger this ending. And hand that in, and that'll get me to 50%. And we can recruit Blanc. And Blanc gives you a ton of EXE moves because she's actually got linked arts with all her sisters. You can see that Vert's at level 8, so now Blanc comes in. And Blanc is actually the highest.
See. Okay.
She needs
let's
60
go.
battles to be done. Or the most annoying, I should say. Anyway,
I feel power flowing from within.
next up is doing this quest exactly 11 times, while killing all the enemies on the way. And that'll get Blanc about halfway to being done on her Lily rank, and it'll get Last Station shares to 50%, so that I can recruit the final CPU Noir. And just the final 2 characters in general.
Okay.
There are 4 more characters in the game, the Oracles, but you don't have to recruit them because you can only recruit them on the true ending path.
Time to depart. I'm getting stronger.
Yeah, I'll need to check out Dragon Ball Super once I'm done with the stream. Seven more goes on
Time to
this.
depart.
I guess I should save at some point because I haven't saved in a while. I'll save once I eject after this flame funeral.
I'm gonna get stronger!
It's time to depart.
But yeah, this run is looking to be a little faster than I thought without being ridiculously fast. Like, it's nowhere near any of the other endings. The other endings are way faster than this one, but it's still going to be well on the good side of 3 hours, I think, depending on how the end goes. It should be a cakewalk though.
I'm not interested in loving, but I guess this is good.
Let's do our best.
So 3 more tries at this quest,
Yes!
and that'll get last station to 50% so I can recruit more. And Blanc, like I said, will be at about halfway done. She'll have done 33 of her 60 battles.
Okay, let's go. I'm getting stronger.
Okay, this is the last cycle on this quest, and then I can finally go somewhere else. So optimistically this run is only about half an hour left. Pessimistically closer to an hour, but probably not any more than say 45 minutes.
Music to my ears.
Okay, so now I've finished the last quest to get last station to 50%, recruit this character, report the quest, and yeah, and then I take this quest once, take these two and this one, recruit Noir, and we actually get to do something a little off the normal script, is that we actually view an event for the first time in quite a long time, because this gets Noir a Lily rank for free. Just straight up takes her from 2 to 3.
It's time to depart.
And now the final bit of share grinding that I need to do is that I need to get Planetune to 55%.
Let's do
Because
our
I did that extra quest with the weird Leanbox Woman's bus thing, I can do this exactly the same as I would in Conquest. I just fight these 2 mini-bosses 6 times each, and then Planetune reaches 55% exactly, which is pretty favourable. Again, save, just for safety, hand in all 3 quests. Well, it'll only be 2 for now, but yeah.
Okay,
So if I do this
let's
6
go.
times, then
Zip. Zip.
Planetune will be at 55%. I also fight some minions on the way.
Let's do our best.
So that way I can get Blan's Lee rank full and start working on Noir's, which is the final one. So maxing out Blan will take 4.5 cycles of this, because she needs 27 more battles. And I'm fighting exactly 6 each time. 2 enemies and the boss, and repeat twice.
Let's do our best.
So once Blonde's done, I can swap in the final one who I need to grind, which is of course Noir, since I only just recruited her.
Let's do our best.
And she'll need 50 battles since I viewed that event. If I hadn't viewed the event, then she would take 60 battles, same as Blonde. But as it is, she only needs 50. So it's well worth the 10 seconds or so to view the event.
Okay, let's go. It's time to depart.
Okay, so this is the 4th one, so after this I'll only need half more to finish Blonde, and 2 more overall to finish Shares, though I won't be done with the grind until I finish Noir as well.
Let's do our best.
So the grind will carry on a little longer after the Shares are done. Just a little. Because Noir will only be at like 9 out of 50. But yeah, after this Fenrir, Blonde should be done. And Noir is the final one. Save again.
Let's do our best. Okay,
One more cycle and then done with share grinding. Planetary will be at 55%. And I can go to pure Lily Rank grinding to finish Noir and then head into the story bosses finally.
okay, let's go.
So yeah, Noir, like I said, will be at 9 out of 50. I don't need to quite get it all the way to 50 out of 50 before I can move on from the next stage, but I need to get pretty close.
Time to depart. I leveled up.
Like, what I need to do is do
More.
4 loops,
Even more powerful.
4 complete loops. That'll put her at 41. So I'll just count 4 loops to begin with. And the loops take about a minute each, if probably a little less, but it depends on how many symbol attacks I miss.
I think I got stronger.
Okay, I missed one, damn.
I wasn't even ready
Kinda
yet.
jinxed myself there, honestly.
I won't let
I'll finish. Who is next?
Yay!
It's my turn.
More. I can get even more powerful. I think I'm stronger now.
But yeah, that's 1 loop, 3 more.
I think I got stronger.
And then she'll be at 41 out of 50. I'll fight 5 more enemies going around.
I'm getting stronger.
Hello? Okay, that was weird. Normally you don't have to wait there.
More. I can get even more powerful. Level up.
Wait again. So yeah, it's about 50 seconds to loop. I know that when you're in this place you can get about 10 enemies in a minute.
I'm not interested in levels.
So a loop is 8 enemies, so obviously it will take about 48 seconds for you to be able to get a full 10 in a minute. Come on. Don't do that. Now I'm going to be behind all the spawns and so they might run away from me, which is unfortunate. That's the cost of making mistakes though. But yeah, this is the last loop. Well, I mean I'm going to... Well, this is the last full loop. I'm going to come back obviously. So at this point I'm at like 36 or something, but that's not quite enough. I need to go for one more loop round here. So yeah, okay, that's 41. Now the two boss battles are obviously 2. So I'll count the rest, 42. So I only need to reach 48 total. With 2 story bosses left.
I guess this is good.
44. 45. So now we can dip into here. Let's save first. Ignore that one. Fight these 3.
Level up. I leveled up. More. I can get even more powerful.
Uni for Falcon, okay. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, you already got that, okay. And you get a new weapon. So yeah, 48 now, and we can head into this boss. Okay, so yeah, this should be done at about 235, 240 area, depending on how the last chapter goes. I'm not sure how long it takes. This is the first time we've done it in a live setting. Yeah, probably closer to 240. But it should be a good time overall. Because I think I got reasonably good RNG outside of some of the monster drops, which were a bit trolly. But yeah, at this point most of the storyline bosses are a joke just because of how high level I am. I'm about 20 levels higher than I used to be, before all the grinding.
I won't lose. Finally, Mike.
Ooh,
I can go anytime.
Finally.
new biome.
And I also have some XE drive gauge from killing all those enemies earlier. Which I kind of forgot about, otherwise I could have maybe done it a little quicker. And that's the grind over with. Well, Noir should be at 49 battles out of 50 at this point, based on my count. I'm obviously going to check that, because if I fuck up then that's really bad. But yeah, she shouldn't be quite done, but she should be at 7.9 out of 8. And then we have these 2 easy boss battles. Well, Trick was the first one, here's the second one.
I'll show you what a true barrage is like. For the deed. Finally, my turn.
I'll do my best. Leave it to me.
The game, it's my
I'll do my. Leave it to me.
It's my
No.
Okay, so that should be 50 out of 50 on Noir. She should be Lilia engaged, and so should everyone else. So yeah. I guess I'll save. I'm going to save in a different slot just in case I don't go into Save Your Sorrow, but I did. So that's fine. So yeah, as long as you go into Save Your Sorrow, then it's fine because lily ranks can be fixed after the chapter starts if absolutely necessary. Like, you're not locked out of the Holy Sword ending if you don't have the lily ranks just yet. But I should have them anyway, because that should have been the 50th battle when I fought CFW Magic. So we'll have a look at Netgear's lily ranks, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 7 people, all at 8. We're done. That is good. So, go straight through. Don't need anything at this point. My characters are ridiculously OP. The only thing I'm going to do in the menu from now on, like one more thing ever, is equip the really OP weapon I get after this next battle. Like, I get a ridiculously OP weapon, which is endgame tier. Like, end of post-game tier unless you have the DLC. It's basically the best non-DLC weapon in the entire game. And it absolutely tears these final few bosses to shreds, which is why this is kind of a shit ending for speedrunning. But whatever. Just wanted to do it once for the sake of having done it. And do all the relevant endings. But yeah, this should be done in under 10 minutes at this point, hopefully. So all the CPUs will leave our party at least temporarily. But don't worry, in this particular ending, they're gonna be back. And then it is time for the battle with Uni and Noir, the only conquest ending battle we actually have to do in Holy Sword ending, because of the divergence after this battle. This is actually the hardest battle left in the entire game, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. That's how it is. Like I said. Actually, you wait here.
I need to calm myself. Now,
This is how I won't lose. I'll finish you this turn.
now, I'll do my best.
My turn. Okay, I'll finish you.
Super healthy.
I won't lose. Okay, it's my turn. This is how same thing. My turn. This is
Leave this. I can go. Leave it to me.
why me.
Okay, and they're dead. I didn't say that it was hard, but I said it was the hardest. And after that, we say fuck you Gehavan and destroy it. Head back to Planetune. And the sword gets built by Neptunia and Uni and shit happens. And we get the Shareblade, which is ridiculously OP, but we also get all the CPUs back, but who cares about CPUs, really? When I have the Shareblade, I don't give a shit about the CPUs, I'm just going to use the same party that I had for the other battles. It would be a waste of time putting them back in my party. Let's just go through this gauntlet. And to start with, the gauntlet, you fight all 4 of the CFWs again, because they just copy-pasted this entire set of content for a true ending. What a great ending this is, by the way.
This turn.
I need to calm myself. Okay.
Like, I haven't said that enough already, so I'll say it a few more times. It's a great ending.
I'll finish you this
And it's
turn.
definitely not lazy in any way.
Now what? I can go anytime. Leave it to me.
It's my
May my will.
finally.
Leave it.
Perhaps I should have used a giant drill.
And yeah, Netgear is basically the one who's going to buff everyone and just use her top skill because it does damage cap damage every time, and everyone else is just going to rush or EXE in terms of
I'll
Neptune.
show you what a true barrage is like.
Or Cave, maybe?
Finally, my turn.
I'll do my best. Now what? Leave it to me.
I'll finish you this turn.
I can't.
My turn. Leave this. I won't.
I have no regrets. Living my life for opportunities.
So yeah, these guys are basically just giant bags of HP. They don't really have any threat they can do to the party at this point, or at least not to Neptune and Netgear. Because Neptune and Netgear at this point are, well, really strong because of 55% Planetune shares.
Please, everyone.
And Netgear also has that stupidly OP sword.
Finish you this turn.
I can go anytime. Now what?
I'll shred.
Leave it to me. It's my turn.
Cave and Falcon are a little more squishy, so I need to take a little bit of care of them, but
I'll do my
it's not that big of a deal.
Finally, my turn.
I'll just heal myself.
best. Leave it to me.
No. This is
And Netgear actually killed him with her rush attack. That's how OP Netgear is at this point. So one more CFW and then the actual final boss phases. But since this is ripped off of True End, there's of course two phases,
It's going.
which I guess you can see from my splits anyway.
Find me. I'll do my best. Leave this to me.
Leave it to me. It's my turn.
I can go anytime. My turn.
It's my turn.
Alright, time for first phase R4, who is a giant bag of HP. She's got 500,000, which is the most of any boss in the game in the main story.
I'll do my best.
Oops, do that.
Now what?
Leave it to me. It's my turn.
Super help. My turn. I can go anytime.
I'll finish you. I won't.
I can go anytime.
It's my. I'll finish. I won't. Finally.
Now what?
Leave it to me.
Okay.
No matter. I have more vessels.
More.
Alright, so HP bag dead. Now for the final fight, which is definitely very difficult. And not completely free or anything. Definitely not completely free. Damn, not too sub 250 free. That's a shame. Whatever.
I can go any.
Okay, she's it. The end.
Crumbling.
We'll do a bit end.
Everyone believes in me, so I won't lose.
And that is Holy Sword ending. Yes, it is that easy. The Share Blade is ridiculously powerful. 55% Planetune shares means you can't take any damage, and yeah, it's a pretty stupid ending, but hey, it's a Rebirth 2 ending. I wanted to speedrun it. This is what it looks like. You can do it in like 2.5 hours. I suppose you could sub 230 if everything went a bit better than it did in this run. But I do not think I'm coming back to this one anytime soon, because honestly this wasn't that bad of a run, and it's also a really, really boring and grindy ending, so okay. That will do. I will let it play through to the credits. I'll go and take a break or whatever. The credits will play out and that will be the end of the stream. Thanks for watching. Oh, and you also get the whole True End, like, post cutscenes. Like, these are exactly copy pasted from the True End. Just in case this ending wasn't any more of a rush job. I get that they wanted to appease people who don't like Conquest, but this was a rather cheap way of doing it, so eh. It's an ending, I speedran it. Every main ending has a speedrun now, that is that. Yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I'm not sure if I'll be back with any Neptunia anytime soon. I'm still deciding what I want to speedrun next. I'll make up my mind in the next few days, weeks, whatever. But I'm still going to try and stream every week or so. And I guess that CG is different. So that's the one benefit you get from Holy Sword, is a slightly different CG at the end. And yeah, I suppose you also get the Turing credits, which means that you get to see the little epilogue that ties into Rebirth Freeze credits cutscene. But yeah, that is that for my speedruns of Rebirth 2 new game, no DLC endings. Oh, look at the in-game time, it should be around 2:35.
Hyperdimension Neptunia, Rebirth
Oh,
2.
I don't know. Oh yeah, this ending actually has quite a lot of save and reloading, that's right, so it's quite a bit different, but okay, fine. Thanks for watching. I am, like I said, done with Neptunia for now. I'll work out something to do after this. It might take days, it might take weeks, but who knows. But I am happy that I finally did a rough Holy Sword, just to see how it would go. It was as boring as I expected, but I had to try it at least once, so yeah, alright. I will be back later.